Hey, what's going on, Guardians? TBL here, and today we're bringing you the next part of our 2.4.0 weapon discussion series. This time we're going to be talking about the changes that have come to the hand cannon class, or really the lack thereof of changes to the hand cannon class. Overall, it's going to be a discussion about what we'd like to see happen to hand cannons, and really how we feel about the state that they're in right now. But alright, as usual, let me know what you guys think of all this down in the comment section below, and I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks so much for tuning in. Alright, moving on now, we have got hand cannons. Oh lordy lordy, hand cannons. What changes could we have coming in this? Are they going to be increasing accuracy? Bettering the range? Getting rid of RNG shots? No bloom? Nope, you will only find small bug fixes for 2.4.0 in this weapon category. However, as a preview to Rise of Iron, newly minted low rate of fire hand cannons have a higher maximum possible range stat, giving players a distinct reason to choose that type of weapon. So in addition to increasing the maximum range stat for the lowest rate of fire hand cannons, stuff like the First Curse or the Judith D, of which there's only like 2 or 3 handguns that are in year 2 that meet that criteria, we're only getting bug fixes, so no increase to accuracy, no reduction of bloom, no reduction of RNG shots or ghost shots or anything. And those 2 fixes are this. They fixed an issue where the hand cannon Zali's Bane from the King's Fall raid, its fire stat used to be displayed incorrectly. They fixed that UI issue. They've also fixed an issue where the Taken King Vanguard and Arms Day hand cannons, the Down and Doubt and the Kuma Keitok HC4 stats would display incorrectly. And that's it. Nothing else.
You want to? If everyone is curious why they have not fixed bloom, just look at the thorn change. Connect the dots. They want it to be affected by bloom. They don't want people using thorn. That's why hand cannons didn't get a buff. Case in point, I pleaded my 2 cents, and that's all I'm going to say about it. I'm not happy about it. I'm rather irate about it. One could say that I'm butt frustrated. I want hand cannons to be good again, but Bungie is insisting that hand cannons need RNG sprinkled in every single pull of the trigger. And they want Thorn to be directly affected by it by decreasing its already amazing range down to a lowly 75% of what it was, and apply bloom to it so it is not used in comps, sweats, or normalized PvP. Basically, they just want to get rid of Thorn, so they didn't give the hand cannon class any buffs. So if you want to blame anyone, or anything, just blame Thorn for being way too good.
Nope, I blame Bungie.
Even though it's not that good right now compared to what it used to be.
It's not broken right now. Okay, people get mad whenever they hear that. I'm sorry, Thorn's not broken right now. The dot damage basically does nothing in PvP. What's the really good thing about it is send it. Send it with Thorn's already decent range size. Makes it a really consistent 3-shot kill in the Crucible. That's what it's been for the past couple of months, and that's why so many people still use it in sweats. Well, that and, green screen. Yeah, boy. But Thorn's not broken right now. And the one thing I really wanted to see, more than anything else in the weapon tuning update, was a change to hand cannons. I wanted them to get rid of bloom because it really has no place. No place at all in Destiny. It hasn't worked in some of Bungie's previous games. You could go back and look, I think it was like Halo Reach, where they introduced bloom to like the DMR and wound up having to remove it eventually because of just how broken it made the gameplay. You just couldn't play with that gun. And it's just as frustrating with hand cannons. Being able to take a shot, line yourself up perfectly accurate, perfectly precise, pulling the trigger, and having that shot just go off into the ether is probably one of the most frustrating things for me in the Crucible right now. And I'm really sad to see that we're not going to be getting any sort of range or accuracy changes with hand cannons, at least in 2.4.0. Are they coming later? Who knows? I hope so. But for right now, bloom and this accuracy bug, ghost shots are still going to be a thing. And
I just want to say, before we move on,
yes,
any high-range hand cannon will perform just as good as Thorn does.
Yes.
Not believe me, but look at the IS Luna.
Look at the Finalis Peril.
Look at the Finalis Peril that can consistently 2-shot with a reactive reload. Think about it for just sit down, collect your thoughts, and think about high-range hand cannons. Why are they so good? Because they are not affected by bloom as much as the other hand cannons are. Thorn just happened to have intrinsic good range with Send It that made it consistent. The burn is just a luxury of being able to track people and keep health regen to a minimum. That is just a luxury. It doesn't do too much. It's more of just a graphical thing with the green poison and preventing health regen. Any good ranged hand cannon like the IS Luna or the Finalis Peril performs just as well.
Yep.
And those hand cannon archetypes didn't get a nerf. Only Thorn in its high fire rate, high range state really got a nerf. Nothing else got touched. They just fixed a bunch of UI. That's about it. And that's all we're going to get because Bungie just wants to kill Thorn. So they said, let's not remove Bloom because we really want Thorn to be affected by it because we don't want it to be the mainstay of our competitive scene 2 months from now. Even though I already know most Sweat players are going to be still using it.
Probably.
Because it's the most... It'll probably be one of the most consistent guns because it's readily available. Most people have it from year 1. The year 3 version is going to come out. And if they're not using that, they're going to be using a high-range hand cannon like the Peril or IS Luna. Something that has high range that isn't affected by stupid bloom. So... And it sucks. We just have to deal with it.
It basically means you're still going to have to roll your hand cannons for max range if you want any sort of performance out of them. Because anything other than maximum range hand cannons just isn't going to give you any sort of consistent play in the Crucible.
And this goes against everything that Bungie says when they said they want perk variety in their weapons. When they basically have a mechanic that forces you to roll for specific perks.
Yep.
When you have to roll for rangefinder, what is it? Is it rifled barrel?
Rifled or reinforced barrel. Rifled, I think, is the superior option there.
Yeah, sure shot, true sight. When you have to roll for those just to counteract one mechanic that they put in the game, you know that you're basically playing an RNG simulator at that point because you're forced to roll for that thing because Bungie doesn't want you to play the game the way you want to play it. They're basically forcing you to just go out and get something perfect because that's what you have to use to compete.
And it's not fun.
Okay.
It's not fun at all.
I've said my 2 cents. I hope there's a change later down the line.
Me too.
In like the next 3 months.
Me too, because it's not good. It's not good to play RNG with a weapon. It's not. But alright, there we go. That pretty much concluded our discussion on the changes that came to hand cannons in 2.4.0. And I gotta say, we were definitely disappointed that we were just getting minor bug fixes and nothing really addressing the very real issues that the class is facing right now, whether it be bloom and accuracy and the fact that you have to roll for basically a maximized accuracy to even make hand cannons somewhat consistent and all of the RNG that goes in with that. Now, it is worth noting that we recorded this conversation before Bungie officially responded to Triple Rec's video about bloom. And in that response, they did state that they are going to be exploring ways to rebalance hand cannons and enforce range and damage fall off without relying on bloom. And that is exactly what I want to hear, and I really hope that sometime very soon after the launch of the Rise of Iron, we will be getting to see what that is. Because bloom, let's face it, really has no business being in a game like this. It's got no business whatsoever. But alright, those are our thoughts on the hand cannon changes. Be sure to let us know yours down in the comment section below. I promise we're getting to the end of this weapon discussion. We've only got like maybe 1 or 2 more sections left, and I might just make that one big video. But alright, it's going to be it for this one, guys. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, I am TheBlackLink. You Guardians, stay frosty.